The boys are back. So long.
Boys are back in town.
We missed 1 week, and it honestly feels like it's been so long.
I know. I severely apologise. Is that even a severely apologise?
Why did we miss it? I can't remember what.
You were just too diet fatigued.
That probably was the reason, you know.
No, I genuinely think it was.
Yeah.
I
I came up from work. I was like, I can't do the podcast. I'm actually fucked.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh yeah, because I was on with Harrison, wasn't I? On that shift last Saturday, and that was like probably the worst diet fatigue I've had all prep.
Really?
Yeah, I told you, didn't I? I was with Harrison.
Yeah, poor Harrison.
I was on an 8-hour shift with him.
Bless him.
And like, it was literally awful. Like I just didn't speak the whole shift.
Really?
He was trying to make convo with me. I was like, I'm so sorry, mate. I literally said that a few times. I was like, I'm so sorry, mate. I have no energy to do anything.
So half of this prep, when you've just completely ignored me sometimes, and all I get is like, you don't even say sorry. You just
but you know.
No, I'm only kidding. You've not been that of half the prep.
No, I think it's from like 10 weeks out. I've been a bit. That's when I'm not feeling like myself anymore.
Yeah, you will do though.
Yeah.
I think
that's a pretty good time to like finally hit you.
I think if you don't feel like that 10 weeks out, then
Not lean enough.
Yeah, you're probably not lean enough, and there's probably something wrong, or like you're probably on too much food. I mean, obviously you shouldn't preempt it, but
yeah,
you probably shouldn't feel great at like the 10-week out mark.
Yeah, imagine like a bodybuilding condition.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Although
it's different, isn't it?
I think my men's physique condition and my bodybuilding condition would be pretty close.
You reckon?
Well, like my quads are in.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing left to come off my quads.
Your hamstrings were in when you were 190 pounds.
No, they're not in. My hamstrings haven't got any lean at the whole prep.
Yeah.
Like,
it's because they were
already lean at
the
start of prep. But yeah, my front's like.
Sorry.
Mate, stop.
Do you remember one of the first podcasts when you did that to me?
Yeah, made the trailer.
Yeah.
That's the benefit of me making the trailer. I get to choose what goes in.
Yeah. Oh God, from here on out, I feel like the podcasts are just going to get less and less enthusiastic, because I'll be dropping foods. You'll be in the back end of prep.
Only got 6 weeks.
Yeah, so 6 weeks of like pre-diet. No, I'll still be fine for like 6 weeks.
Exactly, yeah, and then I'll be out prep after that.
Yeah, and then you'll carry it, and I'll just be sitting here like.
I think I'll be good like a couple of weeks after prep, you know. Like.
You reckon?
I wasn't fucked until I was like 150 pounds.
Yeah.
When I got to like below 150, that's when I was fucked. Yeah. But until then, I was like completely fine. I had no hunger pretty much at all. Yeah, and that's something that I have realised in this prep. Like, depending on where your body fat set point is, it's going to make prep a lot easier or a lot harder.
Yeah.
Like, because my body fat set point is actually pretty low. Like, I didn't struggle until I was at like 150. My body didn't mind losing the weight, and it wasn't really adapting to that point.
Sure.
But once I got below 150, that's when like the hunger really started. And I'm fine with the hunger.
You were quite lean at that point as well.
Yeah, like, although, yeah, it's weird with me because I don't look good until I'm really, really lean.
Yeah.
Like, I look okay. Maybe I look good now, I don't know. But
you do. Of course
honestly,
you do.
my prep brain's so bad.
I know it is.
Then like
you stand in the mirror and it'll be fucking like diced, like very visible abs, and like his chest will be in and like striated, and there'll be like the tiniest bit of body fat to come off, and he'll look at himself and he'll go, not in.
Yeah.
I'm fat. Like, it needs.
Good that I keep reminding myself though. Like I said this in my YouTube video that comes out today, or will come out yesterday by the time people watch this.
Yeah.
So go and watch that. Full day of eating, 1900 calories at 6.5 weeks out. Check it out. Because my YouTube videos usually do shit. So come on, guys, help me out. What was I saying? About prep brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because my
Speaking of prep brain.
it's literally just it's like the lower back and the obliques. Like fucking come in.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to be in. Like, that's what I need to keep reminding myself. Like you're 6 weeks out. You don't need to be in.
Yeah.
You need to be in at like 2 weeks out or 1 week out. Stop worrying about being in straight away. From the front, like I'm literally there.
Yeah.
Like you'll see tomorrow when we pose. Like, I've come in a lot since you last saw me. When did you last see me in person? Like in lighting, good lighting.
In good lighting, it's been a few weeks to be fair.
Yeah, so you'll see me like drastically different. From the front, like all my abs are in. You'll see my YouTube video today. Like
good stuff.
It's just the back and the obliques.
I reckon I'll be exactly the same. I reckon the last bit will literally just be coming off my obliques and like my lower hips.
Yeah, it's weird because I thought that my abs came off last, but apparently not. Not when I'm getting to like stage condition, my abs come in before my back, which is weird. But
Sure.
So yeah, give a little bit of a prep update for yourself.
I feel like
22 weeks out tomorrow, is it?
Sorry, my t-shirt's sagging a bit.
It's fine. The mic doesn't need to be that close.
Oh, okay. Right.
That's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
I had it under my jumper when Sam filmed us. I had it under my jumper.
Oh, fine. Yeah, so 22 weeks. 22 weeks out, so just wrapping up week 4 of prep now. I'm about 1.5 pounds down on average, maybe 2, I don't know.
From last week?
Yeah, from last week. I might have a lower weigh-in tomorrow as well, which could bump it down more.
We think it's coming.
Yeah, definitely, because I sent Ryan some comparison photos from like last week to this week. It was on like the 7th of April, and even though my weight hasn't moved like drastically, like I've still dropped weight, but like not as much as the difference, like the disparity between the photos. Like in the front shot, I'm looking like a hell of a lot leaner. My abs are like a bit more visible.
It looks like around 5 pounds of weight loss, and you've lost 2.
Bro's doing a recomp in prep.
It is. It's the fullness in your legs.
Yeah,
it definitely is. It 100% is.
Yeah, well, basically after me and Ryan were having a chat about this, and basically after my knee injury, I wasn't training hamstrings, glutes, quads, calves. My calves are pretty big as well, so they probably make up.
Mate.
Well, no, I'm just telling the truth.
Yeah, same man. Same.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether you were telling the truth there.
No, yeah, they are.
No? Oh, fair enough. What else? Like some of my back, so like my teres, I wasn't hinging as well, my erectors, yeah. All of that got neglected for about, I'd say like 3 weeks, a month.
I think longer.
Yeah. You reckon?
Because you didn't do an upper back pull down until like...
Yeah, about 2 weeks
First week
ago.
of prep.
Yeah. Was it even first? No, I think it was like...
Second week of prep.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, what has happened is, which is a bit of a head fuck, but it makes sense. Essentially, I'm just regaining fullness from when I briefly lost it, when I injured my knee. So, like, we're not seeing massive changes on the scale, but we're seeing, like, quite big changes in, like, the way that I look leanness-wise. I think first it was my back. Like, I think my back's probably going to be the first thing that comes in because it got significantly leaner. And very recently, it's been the front as well. Like, my front has... Yeah, my abs have come in a little. Don't get me wrong. I'm still like soft from the front, like still really soft from the front. But as in, we're seeing like visible changes from where I was like a week ago and like 2 weeks ago. So yeah,
we're doing in-person check-ins weekly as well, just because of that main reason.
Exactly. Yeah. When scale weight isn't moving and you think it could be another variable apart from something, say like regaining fullness or I don't know what's another. Maybe even
inflammation.
Yeah, or like maybe even like gaining muscle potentially. And not me. I'm just saying if someone else wasn't seeing like a consistent weight loss, but you know their composition was like wildly changing, that could be an indication that they're gaining muscle. You never know, mate. I could just be gaining loads of muscle.
I think you will build muscle. I think, honestly, you will.
You sure?
Like a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Like I think until like 12 weeks out, I was still pretty like in a good position to build muscle.
Yeah.
You got to think you still got a good amount of body fat attached to you.
Yeah,
That's the energy availability that you need.
Still got a fair bit of food on training.
Still training decently.
Yeah, sure. Apart from Tuesday, I had a bit of a shit session on Tuesday. I think it was because I forgot my elbow sleeves. I think they make a massive difference when I press. I think they're
so tight.
Relatively tight to my elbows, yeah. So pressing numbers dropped loads. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wear them next week, and if it's the same scenario, I'll probably just drop load and try and get a decent stimulating set out of it.
Very important thing to do in the prep.
Yeah, 100%.
Take the regression when you need to take the regression.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll give it one more week because I think it genuinely might be because of that. And also, previous week was a D volume, so I wasn't used to top set load. And also, I probably am like a little bit weaker, but it's not going to be that much weaker. No. Or like, at least I don't think it will be. So I'll test the waters next week, see what's going on, and if I do need to, I'll make a change or like a decrease in load, just because.
It's what I noticed though as well. When I started prep, I saw a big drop off, not a big drop off in performance, but a small drop off in performance, and then I regained it until about like 12 weeks out. So I was hitting PBs at like between 15 and 12 weeks out.
Yeah.
And then from there, I kind of went down again. But
Yeah.
I think adjusting into that deficit at the start of the prep is important because you're not used to being training on low food, are you? So
no, of course. And I find that it takes me a few weeks to get used to a deficit. Like, do you remember in my mini cut, like I was awful for the first couple of weeks. Like I was in a really like stingy mood, and I remember saying to you, I was like, I feel like really shaky in the gym in the first week, and you were like, you shouldn't, like there's no reason why you should, like you still got a lot of energy availability. But I think I take a few weeks to adapt to like a food drop or a deficit, and then after that I'm a lot more stable and I feel like a lot better. So that's something to bear in mind as well. And like, to be fair, my pulling movements have been progressing really well. I'm up to 5.5 plates on the prime upper back row.
Yeah, same, man.
What are you doing on that, man?
Yeah, around. I think it's around
five
plates.
and a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, man. Yes. Yeah. Nice. We're up with the strongest pullers in UF. You know, like
I'm up there.
AJ does like 6. Krogs does about 6. You know, like
I think you're stronger than both of them on the upper back row. If they used your form,
you reckon?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm being serious. Like AJ and Krogs' form on the upper back row. No disrespect.
No, you're disrespecting.
But it's shoddy.
You're disrespecting them right now.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Like the amount of retraction and protraction you get is like significant, and it makes it a lot harder by doing that.
Oh mate, stop it! Seriously, no, seriously, stop it. No, contrary to my hip hinging, my upper back rows are like really, really strong. Yeah, like
mine are fucking so weak.
I don't get it. I honestly don't understand why that's strong, and then
because your erectors are shit and your upper back's really good.
Yeah, but why? Like.
Just genetics.
I progressed that so fucking much.
And you've had way more experience in an upper back row than you have on a hip hinge. Before you came to me, you didn't hip hinge.
Yeah, I didn't do an upper back row either.
You didn't do an upper back row?
No. I really... Mate, why do you think I had no muscle on my posterior?
What did you do for your back?
All? I literally did. I remember in my garage, I did like a pull down... like a close grip D handle pull down, but not lat bias. All I did was just fucking drive my elbows down, and I did a few like dumbbell rows. So that was not as in like a, but I never moved my scap around.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. No wonder your back was so whack.
Yeah, it's because I literally neglected like pull training. So.
And your lat, but your whole back was bad, weren't it? Because even your lats were quite bad.
Yeah, I didn't have any lats, no erectors, no upper back. I had a bit of trap, like a little bit, but I did a few shrugs here and there.
I can't wait to see what your back looks like lean. We're not seeing it lean.
No.
With the new muscle, we're not seeing it lean.
Yeah, so some of the back posing that I've been doing looks way better than my front, and it's starting to come in a little bit. Like even me and Ryan initially thought that my lats were like a major weak point. In the off season, but
I think they were. I think they're great.
You reckon?
Definitely, yeah.
Seriously?
Look back at your old pictures of your lats. They were shit.
Yeah.
And now they look in proportion.
Sure.
That's how you know when you've got really strong body parts like your delts.
Yeah.
That's how we knew your upper back and your back had caught up because it just didn't look out of proportion.
Yeah.
Like your delts didn't overpower the shots anymore and it flowed so much better. That's how we knew.
Thanks, mate. You've been really nice to me today.
I'm trying to think what shit body parts you got.
My erectors are still pretty whack.
Yeah, they are.
You can't really see them.
They are still pretty whack.
Yeah, they're whack. I think that'll be the one thing that lets me down on stage if it does.
Yeah, I agree.
Like a lack of...
and the shape of your back, I think.
Yeah, my back. But then again, you still don't know because you're not like... You don't really know how good your shape is until you get to a point where your shape is shown off. Like in the minute.
I think the shape of your back is shit because of how tight you are.
You reckon?
I don't think it might not even be your frame. I think it's literally because your traps are so tight. So when you pose, you look like you're hunched.
Yeah, probably. Well, need to get some deep tissue work in.
I need to work out how to pull the lat spread back, the back relaxed better.
Yeah.
Because my lat spread's good. Like it looks really good.
And then you take the arm off, and then you can.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. You almost lose width when you take it off because you, in a lat spread, you really focus on driving your knuckles into your waist because it makes your waist smaller and also forces your lats out. Yeah, but as soon as you take that arm off, Like, you can literally see it in our posing videos. Our lats go from like here to like there. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, so I'll give a bit of an update on my prep. So 43 days out today. 43 days, fuck it now.
Fuck me.
Final straight of prep now.
It's flown by. It's crazy.
So last time we did a podcast, I must have been about 8 weeks out. So I must have been around high 140s. And I've only come down a couple of pounds, to be fair. But conditions massively changed from the front. Like, the front's pretty much in now. So a little bit more to come off the back, a little bit more off the obliques, then I should be ready. So I imagine that'll be another 3 to 4 pounds. So I think weight will come down to around between 142 and 144. And then I'll fill back up. I reckon I'll be on stage between 144 and 146. And hopefully that's a good look. I'm praying.
It will be, mate. It will be a really good look.
It has been hard, to be fair, the last few weeks of prep. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, it has been hard, but nothing that I can't deal with. Nothing that... I've had harder stuff in my life before this. Like, it's not... Yeah. It's just a bit of low energy, feeling like shit. That's it. Yeah. That's all it is. And not really want to talk.
And the thing is about prep is, you know exactly why you're feeling like shit.
Yeah.
And also... my brain's gone completely blank. And also, it's your choice. Like, exactly, you're putting yourself in that scenario. So, like,
it's not that bad, to be fair. Like, I just don't want to speak to people, really. That's all it is.
Yeah, you've just got way less tolerance to, and part of it is like, you haven't got the energy to even be like enthusiastic. Like, I was saying this to Ellie last week. Like, obviously I'm still fine. On a rest day, it's a bit different because my calories are like drastically lower. Like 2.7 for me is like quite low, to be fair. And she was like, "Yeah, like, are you okay? Like, I've noticed that you like just not as enthusiastic." Like she noticed it through like the tone of my voice, and I was like, "Yeah, I've just got
everything's just an energy saving mechanism.
I've just got like my body's going to subconsciously try and save energy
wherever it can.
It's a form of need, isn't it?
Yeah, wherever it can, it will try and save energy.
Yeah, not a form of need, but a form of like diet fatigue, I suppose.
No, need. It's a form of non-exercise activity thermogenesis.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything that isn't exercise will downregulate. Even exercise will downregulate because your training will become worse. It will become weaker.
Sure. I've noticed that I'm walking around a bit slower everywhere. Like, I'm just taking my time. Like,
That's what it is, though, isn't it? It's got to get on with it.
Yeah, of course. No, it's not hard. Like, well, it is hard, but as in like you don't sit around and moan about it.
Do you know what I did yesterday?
What?
I cheated on my diet.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
Accidentally.
Oh, what'd you do?
I prepped my blueberries for 3 days.
Yeah.
I ate them all in one day by accident.
Are you going to make up for it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I just won't eat my blueberries today.
How? What?
So I prepped 375 blueberries.
Yeah.
I took it to work.
Yeah.
What I should have done is weigh it out.
Yeah.
But completely with my diet brain, I just like put them in. And then I ate them. I was like, oh shit. And then I realised after I ate it, I was like, shit.
Yeah.
There was no way that was 125 grams of blueberries.
Yeah.
Because everyone came up to me like, got a lot of blueberries there. I was like, yeah, I do have a lot of blueberries. So I've had no blueberries today. So my calories are a bit lower today.
Blueberry deprived. Oh, it's all right.
Good thing it didn't stress me out though. I was like, it's fine. I'll just wait. I won't eat my blueberries tomorrow. That's all it is.
Yeah, and plus like those blueberries will be so low calorie that like it's fine. It's not going to make a difference to your hunger. It's not like you've.
It would. The fibre in the blueberries definitely.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, they are for me fine today. So.
Yeah.
Rest days are the hardest for hunger, though, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, my food is the exact same on rest days and training days.
You know what? Even if you were like training, I think on rest day calories, I think training makes it better because
time.
It's just like time in the day.
Busy.
Yeah,
when you're not busy, oh my god, it's brutal. Like, you're just waiting for the meal.
Yeah. You literally are.
Try to keep yourself busy.
It's hard to
go on walks. Find work to do.
Yeah. It's hard to keep to meal timings, isn't it? Because you like as soon as it gets like an hour past that meal, you like want to eat again. Yeah. Like, it's tough.
Yeah, my last meal has been like it's been pulled back because I keep getting up earlier. So my last meal was like at 6:30.
Yeah.
My first meal was at like 6:30. It's ridiculous because I keep on waking up earlier, which is why I changed my meal plan. So I'm now having oats pre-bed. I mentioned this in my YouTube video, but I was getting up in the night like quite regularly because I was starving.
Yeah.
So I moved oats pre-bed, put more fat in that meal as well. So a high fibre, high volume, high fat meal before bed, and that's worked perfectly.
Sure.
I haven't been getting up in the night and my sleep's been so much better. And that's helped loads. having bad sleep honestly ruins diets.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause you've got more time in the day when you're awake.
Yeah.
Your hunger hormones are all out of whack because you've had bad sleep. Testosterone will probably go down. Growth hormone will go down. It fucks your diet if you have bad sleep. Honestly, it makes it so much easier having good sleep in a diet.
It's alright. If your growth just goes down, you
Just pin
pin
some
it
more.
back in, yeah?
And the test.
And the test, yeah.
Might as well.
It's not hard.
Yeah.
Like, just pin yourself, mate.
I'm literally doing UK FBA.
You are?
I'm literally doing UK FBA.
What's that?
I messaged that, you know, the guy who's competing against me.
Yeah.
I messaged him today.
Oh, yeah, what'd you say?
Tried to get in his head.
Did you?
No.
Did we you probably need a bit more to come off, mate?
No, he's leaner than me.
You reckon?
Definitely, yeah.
Really?
I don't know what his name is.
Do you reckon he's just got a bit more muscle than you?
No, he's leaner than me.
You reckon?
He's got a fully striated chest.
Oh.
Like, he's pretty much in. But yeah, he looks good.
Yeah, he does look good, to be fair.
Looks really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
You're
actually
gonna
saying.
fucking lose.
I know.
No, sorry. I'm joking.
I know.
I'm joking. Nah, it would be interesting. He's got more muscle than you, but I think you've got better shape.
Everyone's got more muscle than me.
Mate, I didn't say that.
Who doesn't have more muscle than me?
There's a few.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
there's a few people.
Go on.
Just,
Who hasn't got more muscle than me?
I'm not going to say it. I feel mean. We know a few people with less muscle than you. I just don't want to be mean.
I don't. Not bodybuilders. Not bodybuilders.
Not bodybuilders. Bodybuilders?
Maybe it's just because my shape is so good. That's what I keep telling myself.
Yeah. God gave you like amazing shape so that you would have to work ridiculously hard for every inch of muscle that you put on your
I
frame.
do have like the smallest joint you'll ever see.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing if you can build the muscle.
Yeah.
Which is what I've struggled to do.
That's why I keep saying, mate, just take gear.
I don't want to take gear.
Just take gear.
I don't want to take gear.
No, why not?
Mate, stop. I don't want to take gear.
Why not? All the physique guys, they're not that big.
I just need to build some delts. If I build some delts, I'll be really good at physique.
Yeah.
Next off season, I swear to God, I'm so motivated to hammer my delts.
Yeah.
Like I've already made my training program for my off season.
Maybe you're a bit too structured for this, but just do what AJ does at the end of every session.
Nah, fuck
just
that. I can't do that shit.
I bet. Yeah. See, I thought you might not. Yeah.
I'm way too structured to do that.
Yeah. I know.
I have to have everything written down, programmed.
Yeah, I know you do, and not
Just the way I am. But yeah, I'm just gonna. Well, I've already done my training program for my gaining phase. Already done it.
How many times? What's your delt volume at?
Oh no, I'm not doing the volume.
Oh, okay.
The volume would depend on where my volume's at going into the gaining phase because my thresholds won't change much.
So like one set.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it is now. It's ridiculous.
Shall
I actually see what my volume is?
You're just so Dorian, bro.
I'll go through my volume on my sheets. It's actually ridiculous.
Me and Ryan's recovery capacity is genuinely really bad.
I think everyone would be like this. If everyone trained like really accurately and really intensely, I think the volume markers are fucked through the research.
Yeah.
I honestly think 10 to 20 sets is crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
It should be 5 to 15.
The top end of that is ridiculous. I mean,
if you're doing like proper intense.
20 sets. Imagine doing 20 sets of quads a week.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't recover. I'm doing like 4 sets of quads.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my volume per week, chest is 5 sets, delt is 10, upper back's 4, lats is 4, biceps is 7, triceps is 7, quads is now 3, hamstrings is 3, calves is 4, abs is 6. And that will pretty much stay the same going into a surplus.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll keep everything the same apart from delts and put delts up a little bit. Because obviously I'll have more food, so I'll have a slightly higher recovery capacity.
People automatically think like, I'm going into a surplus now. My recovery capability is so much better.
Add in the barbell back squat, add in the barbell bench, add in the conventional deadlift.
Well, I wasn't going to say that.
Some people do though.
Yeah, I know, but that's not what I was going to say.
What are you going to say?
I was going to say that like people just automatically assume that because they've got better recovery capabilities, they're like, oh, we just have volume then. But like you can still grow off like a ridiculously low amount of volume.
Yeah.
Like,
I always prefer just underestimating your volume thresholds and getting the most out of that volume.
Yeah.
It's like the least risky way of doing things.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
it's the most.
I mean, do you remember when we at the start of my gaining phase we overshot, and then as soon as
I don't think we did overshoot. Remember, we got it right, and then you progressed so much to the point where we had to drop volume.
Yeah.
Because your strength was literally rocketing.
Yeah.
So we had to drop volume. So I've done the same with Leo because.
You reckon?
What do you mean? You reckon?
You reckon?
I've done the same with Leo, and you went.
Do you think it will happen to Leo?
No, I've done it with Leah.
Do you reckon?
What are you on about?
Do you reckon? Do you reckon that happened?
I've got no idea what you're on about.
No, neither. I'm chatting last, mate.
Both the same words.
I feel like my diet fatigue at 22 weeks out is genuinely comparable to yours at 6. No, at 6. Oh, God. I'm not a very mentally capable human, even in a surplus.
Don't say that, mate.
No, I am. I'm just a bit dizzy.
Yeah, a bit slow.
Yeah, a bit slow, mate.
Yeah, so with Leo, because basically his food isn't going up at the moment. Like, his metabolism isn't very adaptive, to be honest.
What a loser.
Stop.
What a loser.
I'm saying that like my client.
Imagine not having like an adaptive metabolism on the way up.
Yeah, so basically, mate, I'm trying to educate people here.
Sorry.
Seriously.
Sorry, mate.
So basically, I spoke to him about this. Basically, because his food isn't going up, therefore his recovery capacity isn't massively increasing over time.
Yeah.
And to make sure we continue a progression, because he's getting stronger, and therefore the recovery demand's getting higher.
Yeah.
We need to match the recovery capacity with the recovery demand. So we have to drop volume, I reckon.
Do you reckon?
And I think it will work.
Yeah,
drop volume
definitely.
a couple of weeks ago. We just got like very small drops in volume across the board.
Even if his recovery capacity was getting better, like if you're able to progress a lift over time, and your ability to keep the execution the same, the stimulus the same, but you're able to employ progressive overload, it doesn't matter where your volume is.
Your volume should be at the point where progression is maximised.
Yeah, of course.
Where your volume should
be. It should be at a point where you can still make progression.
Yeah.
But like where that is like.
But if you can get away with more and still see that progression.
Yeah, sure. But like.
You should add volume.
Yeah, of course. But then.
I don't remember how many times I've added volume to a client, you know. Like, I can't actually remember how many times I've added volume.
Yeah.
Because.
I mean, mate.
They get so much stronger that there's no need to add volume.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, by getting stronger, you're technically adding volume anyway.
Like volume is in sets.
Yeah, of course.
It's very rare.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we had a baseline for mine at the start of the gaining phase. We lowered it because I got stronger, and it basically stayed there for like the whole time. And yeah.
Because as your food went up, your strength went up, and your recovery capacity was matching your recovery demand.
Indeed.
All right. Should we go on to the questions? Because I've got a meal at 6.
You what?
Oh no, I haven't got a meal at 6. I've got to upload on my YouTube.
I thought you said
I didn't mean to say meal.
No, ignore me, carry on.
I meant to say I need to upload my YouTube at 6.
So,
okay, I put 2 question boxes up. I got one from the other day as well. I'll start with today's questions actually. So, how many you got from today? I've got 3. I think I got like 4 from the other day.
Hang on, I'm just trying to pull up the question thing.
Pull up screw. Yeah. I reckon. Oh, whose is worse? We've got.
Mate, mine.
We put each other's peak off-season pictures up on the question box. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
No, mine's worse. Mine's definitely worse. There's no.
Your tits are kind of saggy, you know.
It looks like a good guy now.
Yeah, a little bit. It's just because you've got a good lower chest.
Yeah, literally.
I don't know. I reckon.
Nah, man, mine's.
Imagine if that was in ultra light in there.
Yeah, the shadows kind of hide in the body fat there. It's mine. The photos.
Off season done right, man.
You are?
Off season done right.
I know, man.
Right. So first question. This is from.
Amateur Genetics has asked 2 questions to me.
Stuff. Genetics.
Chris never asks questions.
Big Chris.
To me. What a legend.
The man. Right, first one's from Harry Hearsome. So this is somebody signing up soon. So
nice.
Yeah, should be fun to work with him. He's got a lot of potential, to be fair. I think online coaching could benefit him a lot. Like,
really?
You know when it's one of those people who you can tell they've got a lot of potential.
Yeah.
And they just need to take it to that next level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So,
well, that was
you.
Me.
Yeah. So yeah. So he says, should you feel sore after every workout?
No.
No.
Next question. No, I'm joking.
Mate,
no.
Give a good answer.
DOMS doesn't necessarily correlate to muscle growth, and you shouldn't feel sore after every session, because I think that's probably an indicator that your volume's like a little bit too high, especially if those DOMS continue into like sessions after that. I think on the bigger muscle groups, you're probably likely to see a bit more like regular DOMs. So, for example, like
Quads.
after a leg session, and if you train really hard, your quads are probably going to feel pretty sore. I'd say your upper back as well. Like normally my traps feel like a bit sore the day after, but like stuff like arms and delts, like unless it's a novel stimulus.
Yeah.
What I say by that is, say you're coming off a devolume session, or even more of an extreme, it's like a deload,
That was a new movement,
or a new movement, or a period of time where you've not trained. Like you probably will experience a few DOMs, but after that, like once you have neurologically adapted to a movement and you've done it for a few weeks, you're probably not going to see like a noticeable amount of DOMs, or at least you shouldn't.
Yeah, so DOMs shouldn't be a primary marker for knowing if a session's good or not.
No, I
It should
think
be progression.
Yeah, progression, and the correlation between progression and how well you connected with the movement afterwards. So I think, like, say
how accurate the set was.
Yeah. Say if you come off and you're like, oh, like I've got like a chest bump, or like you connected well with it and you progress. That's probably a better marker of progression and like if something's gone right.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool.
Yeah, so I wouldn't look into DOMs too much. Keep an eye on it, and if it is carrying over into the next session, so say you got a push session on Monday and your chest is still sore for your next push session on Thursday, then that's probably a problem, because you can't go into that session and train effectively if you've got significant DOMs. If you've got a little bit of DOMs, it will probably go away by the time you've warmed up. But if you've got significant DOMs and it actually affects your session, then that's probably a marker that volume's too high.
Yeah.
But on the whole, I wouldn't worry too much about DOMs. I don't even think about it a lot of the time. I put it in my sheets. If it's like noticeable, I'll put it in my sheets.
Yeah. But, I mean, how many times have you turned around in your training career and aside from being in a deficit, have you gone like, oh shit, like something's not fully recovered, and then you, as a byproduct of that, you lower volume?
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
In prep?
Yeah, in prep, you do it a fair bit. But
yeah.
Like in a surplus, it's just kind of like...
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully that answered your question, mate. He's asked another one here. Is there any reason I feel less aching in my delts than chest on a push day? So this kind of ties into that last question, because you were mentioning about bigger muscle groups are more likely to feel more DOMs. And for smaller muscle groups like your delts and your arms, they're pretty hard to get sore. Like they can get away with a lot more volume just because they drive less fatigue from those smaller muscle groups. So you're lifting less load with them, they're less neurologically taxing.
Sure.
And therefore you're probably going to ache a little bit less from those smaller muscle groups. So yeah, that's completely normal. Often
what
as well,
the question is?
Why does he ache more from his chest than his delts on a push day? Another reason will be because you're probably going to connect better with your chest. It's a lot easier to basically do the movements correctly for your chest. Like not many people can lateral raise very well, can they?
Yeah, although that could happen vice versa, and you could connect with your delts way better than your chest.
Yeah. That's not what he said.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. Well, that's quite common though.
Yeah.
Like struggling to grow a chest and like delts taking over on presses.
Yes, but
is what I mean.
That's probably what's happening for him. Like maybe on a shoulder press he's using too much arch.
Yeah.
And then he's getting more chest than front delt. Maybe on a lateral raise he's getting too much trap. Yeah. Like, there's so many different reasons why he couldn't be feeling his delts. But side delts are like probably the muscle group that get the least sore out of any. Like, I don't think I've ever had side delt DOMs. Have you?
Yeah.
Your delts are pretty good though, aren't they? So.
Oh, is that why I get?
Well, I'll never connect to my delts. So.
I find that incredible. The fact that you like, I get such a good connection with just like a lateral.
I get okay, like not really. Like,
that's crazy. I get like skin like blistering.
I don't really get a good connection with anything. We spoke about this before.
Yeah.
Like a leg extension. That's about it. And it's not even my form. Like my form's spot on.
I know it is.
It's just like
I feel for you, mate.
It's alright. You don't need to.
No, I do. I feel really bad for you.
I wasn't saying you don't need to.
No, I feel horrendous. It's probably the worst thing in the world. Imagine not having a skin blister.
But Harry, if you come to me for coaching, you'll be feeling DOMs in your delts.
Or come to me and just get big. Like, if you want to come to me, no, I got it wrong.
If you want to come to me, get big. That's probably the right way around though, let's be honest.
Sake.
That probably makes more sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. If you want to get big.
Right, last question from today's question box from Argon. Is fruit skin Too hard to digest, therefore not recommended for BBs.
I don't know.
Bro's overthinking it again.
Yeah, bro overthinks it so much. Bro,
Can you digest the fruit skin? Yes? No. If you can't digest the fruit skin, it's probably too hard to digest.
Yeah.
If you can digest the fruit skin...
I don't think digesting fruit skin would be an issue.
No, I don't. Well, maybe if it's a banana. But like an apple or any kind of... Most of the fruit, even like a kiwi.
Edible fruit skin. Right.
Kiwis are edible fruit skins, though.
You'd eat a...
I wouldn't eat it, but people do.
Yeah, yeah. What about like a mango skin?
That's definitely edible.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I wouldn't though.
It depends.
What about
No, don't say it.
what about a foreskin?
No.
Sorry.
God.
That's awful.
That was a bit of a dad joke, that.
Yeah. Maybe I got someone pregnant.
Shocking.
So wait, our answer for that is if you're having digestive issues with fruit skin, then it's probably the fruit skin.
It's very dependent from person to person. Like some people, like Ryan digests oats like really well, and I don't at all. It's literally like person dependent. So if you don't digest fruit skin, God, it sounds weird saying it now after you said foreskin.
If you don't digest foreskin, don't eat foreskin, man.
Don't eat foreskin, yeah. Don't yam on that shit.
Yeah,
we're chatting was. Okay, so Amateur Genetics, Chris has asked, when measuring water intake, do you include all fluid such as coffee, diet soft drinks, etc.? I would go no. I don't think I would measure it, say from like coffee, or because it's quite a hard metric to track.
Yeah.
Say if you were coffee would be relatively fine to track, but then like diet drinks and like soft drinks, that would be really hard to, because it wouldn't all be like water intake, would it? A lot of it would be, but
it's like, would you measure the water in your cream of rice or your oats?
Yeah, exactly. No, you wouldn't.
I'd just say keep it consistent, mate.
And I don't think there's any added extra to like measuring your water intake to that degree.
If you're having similar drinks every day, then I wouldn't worry about it. Like just measure what you're having extra from water. So I'll have like 4 litres extra. So it's probably more like 6 or 7.
Sure.
If I was counting every single little bit of water from all the foods and all the other drinks, it'd probably be more. But yeah, just keep it consistent.
Sure.
It doesn't really matter.
God, I've got more questions than you.
No, I've got more.
Oh, have you? Okay, sorry. So Chris again asked, would you keep food volume as low as possible at the latter stages of prep for digestive purposes? Again, I think for digestive purposes, it's probably more to do with the food selection and the food choice instead of the volume. Do you agree with that? And then obviously like stuff that you can maximise, like digestion, like digestive tactics. What else? I think in terms of using more voluminous food towards the latter stages of a prep, that could be used as a bit of a hunger curb tool. Like, whereas like a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll put in really high voluminous foods right at the start, and then they can't really
use that as a tool later on.
Yeah, exactly.
Your body just adapts to the amount of volume you're having.
Yeah, and when you don't really need to at the start of prep, like you shouldn't be like super hungry at the start of prep. So in terms of a tactic, you probably want to...
I think he means more about like midsection distension.
Yeah, or like how your midsection looks on stage.
But I don't think, as long as you're digesting your food well,
yeah,
then I don't think there's going to be any issues with that. What I would do is like on a show day, or on like maybe peak week, then try and minimise the volume, because obviously with like gastric emptying, you don't want to be having food in your stomach when you're on stage, because you want your midsection to be as tight as possible. But
that's talking about the very latter stages.
But like as in like the end of prep, like the last few weeks, I wouldn't worry. Just keep eating foods you're digesting well. Keep your diet the same as it was like for the previous weeks when your digestion's been good. No, don't overthink it too much. But maybe on show day, yes. Like for example, on show day, I would like have like, if you're having cream and rice throughout the prep, just make that more concentrated.
Sure.
So less water in the cream of rice.
Sure.
to try and get as many carbs in a small volume. That's why people have like cheat meals.
Yeah.
To get a good amount of food in a very small volume.
Sure.
Although I'd never do that. Just have a low volume food, which you've been having all the prep. Like, doesn't make sense, does it?
Definitely. No, it doesn't. And then it probably massively ramp up your food focus, and that's not great if you're competing again.
Yeah.
After that show.
You got any more? Do you want me to do a couple now?
Shall I do one more and then we'll switch over?
Yeah, sound.
So Argon's asked, can bad digestion be the only real sign of... Wait, what? Can bad digestion be the only real sign of overtraining in some cases?
What?
I don't know. Again, it's like, it's so overly specific. It's like, in some cases.
Can bad digestion be the only sign of overtraining?
In some cases.
I think having bad digestion would rarely ever be due to overtraining.
Yeah.
Like, the stress caused from training isn't going to be so significant that it would cause digestive issues.
No, I think he's saying, is bad digestion a marker for overtraining? As in, like, oh, I've got bad digestion, maybe it's because I'm overtraining.
I wouldn't look into
No, I don't think there's a correlation between the two.
Yeah, the only reason that would be is because of the stress from training, but
yeah, sure.
I don't think it's going to have an acute effect on digestion at all.
No.
Aaron Wassel. Do you know who Aaron Wassel is?
No.
New question asker. Shout out, Aaron.
Come on.
He asked, how do I get into online coaching? Good question, this.
This is a good question for you.
So, firstly, I think it has to start with passion. Like, you've got to be extremely passionate about it. The industry is so saturated, and I knew this when coming into the industry. I knew how saturated it was, and if you're not passionate about it, you get swept away. Like, no one will be interested, because you have to be the best of the best to make it in the industry. It's as simple as that. You have to be extremely passionate, extremely hardworking, and extremely good at what you do to make it. And that's the only way you will, because it's so saturated. So, firstly, it's having that passion. Make sure you do have that, and make sure you wanted to be an online coach for the right reasons, not about the money. Like, I'm not bothered about the money within online coaching at all. I just want to do it as a job. That's as simple as that.
Cat. Stop the cat.
I don't care about the money. I need enough money to live, man. So yeah, that's the first thing. Make sure you've got the passion there. And then I just take people on for free. So I coach people for free for 2 years. I didn't start charging people. This might be weird to hear, but I didn't start charging people till earlier this year, like February this year. So I coached Lawrence for free for a year. I coached my ex-girlfriend. Oh, why did she get a shout out? That's awful. I coached her and her twin for free for ages. I coached Kian for free for about a year. And then only once I'd built up that experience and and the point where I knew, all right, I'm really good at this.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, okay, I'm going to start charging people now and try and take this full time.
Absolutely. And because I think that's a message in itself, to treat people that you brought on for free like they're paying for a service. Because when Ryan eventually did turn around to me and said, like, I think I'm going to start charging everyone, like, I want you to pay, I had absolutely no issues with like paying for his service, because I knew how much value he brought to me, that it was a bit of a scam that I was getting it for free. So I was like,
yeah, for context, I had 6 clients who are coaching for free, and every single one stayed on.
Yeah. Well,
that's as simple as that.
I think that's a testament to how much value your coaching brings, mate. So yeah.
Well, yeah, do it for free, and if you do it for free for a good amount of time and you stick to it, then you know it's for you. Yeah. Like, if you can do it for free for that long. I loved it. It's just like a hobby for me. I look forward to my check-ins every single Sunday.
Ryan used to, well, still does, used to just program, like, in his spare time.
Oh yeah, I'm a bit of a neek, don't I?
No, but that's cool.
That is a bit neaky.
Nah, well, maybe a little bit, but
just make random programs. I was doing it at work today.
It just shows you how much you love it, doesn't it?
I know, it's a bit weird. Well, look at that premiere for my new video.
Nice.
I want to give some more tips. So, educate yourself as much as possible. Like, constantly be learning. Podcasts are just going to be the best option. Yeah. Like, I've learned way more from podcasts than I ever did for my degree. Yeah. I learned a good amount from my degree in terms of, like, anatomy, physiology, etc. But in terms of actual physique development, it's all just been from podcasts.
Yeah, definitely.
And OJ Simpson, yeah.
OJ Simpson, that famous bodybuilder.
Yeah, I learned a lot of my knowledge from OJ.
Yeah.
And AJ, a lot of the podcasts were from, to be honest.
Also, speak to people about stuff, ask people questions, be a sponge. around people that you know are very, very good at what they do, specifically bodybuilding. So when I first came to Ultraflex, I was going up to people.
You're better at this than me. Definitely.
Yeah, 100%. But it.
More extroverted.
I was, but I was still quite intimidated by it all. I was a bit like, fucking hell. I did have to force myself to go up to people and ask questions, but I acted as a bit of a sponge. So anytime I got the opportunity to speak to anyone who I knew was successful or I knew who was knowledgeable, I would ask as if I had a question, I would ask them. Despite Ryan being my coach, but like it's just so much better to get a broader spectrum of knowledge.
Ryan's up my food and I'm already obese. What's he doing?
Yeah, I went up to AJ and I was like,
does he know what he's doing?
So Ryan's like, he's got no muscle, but like he's really smart. He's really
made me
smart.
grow a ton, but I don't know why he's got no muscle.
I just like what's with this guy just like being really knowledgeable and knowing so much about growing muscle, but he hasn't done it himself. Like what? And then
that's no muscle, man.
And AJ was like, yeah, you need to come to me, mate.
Yeah,
you need to come to me.
Links in bio.
I'll show you.
Links in bio.
I'll show you. Link in bio, mate. Link in bio.
And another one is just relentless hard work.
Yeah.
Like, you will get outworked in this industry. Like, there's so many hardworking people who will do it day in, day out, content every single day, constantly learning, constantly working extremely hard on their clients. Put as much effort into your clients as possible. Make it so your services are undeniable. That's something that I've really tried to focus on.
Yeah.
Make it so. Yeah, so as we were saying, before we got rudely cut off by the battery going out.
So rude.
But I was saying, like, when I went into online coaching, I was like, how can I possibly make it in this saturated industry? And the way I saw myself doing that was by making the service undeniable. So I didn't really settle for anything. So the sheets that we got, I don't know anyone with better sheets than us. And like, no. It's a small thing, like, but I wanted to make sure those were perfect as well.
Yeah.
So the sheets, the coaching service, my ability to coach, and I still want to improve that massively.
Sure.
But I wanted to make sure these things were all undeniable. So any of my clients who came to me would stay with me for the long term, and they were long-term clients.
And as well, with your coaching service, Ryan comes with a personalised check-in, like initial check-in response.
Where's he going with this? Where's he going with this?
So whenever Ryan's clients get a check-in, right, the check-in starts with, I can't remember, what do you say? Do it for the camera.
Hi mate, thank you for your check-in.
Hi mate, thank you for your check-in.
So we are into week 7 of the gaining phase right now. And it was another good week.
Literally, I could clip every single check-in that
I don't know how else I'd start it.
No, neither.
Yeah, how else would you start it?
I feel like that's an added extra to your coaching.
Yeah, for the boys, it's always hi mate. And for any girls, it's hi their name.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You can't go hi mate to a girl.
You probably could.
Nah,
of course you could.
Sound a bit weird saying hi mate to a girl.
Does it?
Yeah. Oh. But yeah, as I was saying, just try and put as much effort into it as possible. The more effort you put in, the more you get out. And yeah, mate, what are you doing?
I'm getting my questions back up.
Oh, sorry.
Mate, what are you doing?
Watching us to go 2-0 down. We're going to get relegated.
Oh, he gives a shit about football. Football's whack. Argan has asked, are DB skull crushers something you would recommend doing? I mean, yeah, I guess, but in general, like just a tricep movement that's overhead, where your elbow is like above your head or like behind your head.
Shoulder extension.
Yeah, shoulder extension, so that you're basically taxing your triceps in like the lengthened position and biasing is it called your long head of your tricep? I think it is. Yeah, like your long head of your tricep. Yeah, I think it's a good movement. I personally really like dumbbell skull crushers, or I really like a cable overhead extension, whether that's like a katana extension, like a cuffed extension. I just preferably I like to use like a rope, like a longer rope, so I get more range of motion. But yeah, any. I
think he's asking this because there's quite a lot of like people in the industry saying it's suboptimal, which it might be from a totally biomechanic standpoint. It might be suboptimal, but if you get on with it, I get on with it, you get on with it.
Yeah,
I really like it, so I really
like it. And I saw a massive difference in growth in my
you can get strong as fuck on them.
Yeah.
And that's going to provide a lot of growth.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I almost got to 30s on a dumbbell skull crush in my gaining phase. Yeah, I'm on 28s for 9 at the minute.
Still?
No, I don't know why I said that. That was my best. I'm on 28s for like 7, I think.
That's not bad.
I'm holding on to it. Yeah. It's
my
tough,
best.
though.
What's my best?
I don't know why, but in a deficit, they always regress so much.
Stability.
You reckon?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think, what was my best? I got the 20s at one point. I got the 20s for...
It's not bad.
I think I got the 20s for 10.
Yeah.
Or 20s for 8, I think, which is my best.
It's not bad at all.
And now I'm doing like 16s for like 8. So
yeah, it's tough to hold on to, though.
It's just a stability on a free weight movement.
Yeah.
All right, last one.
Go for it.
Every time I open up my phone, Man City score another goal.
Oh, mate.
How useful would you say EAAs are whilst on a cut? So I think we answered this one in the podcast with Harrison.
EAAs?
Nayan's asked this.
Yeah.
And yeah, for Nayan, I wouldn't worry about EAAs at all.
It completely depends.
Like, it's such a minutia.
Yeah, it completely depends on session duration. EAAs are useful when you've got a massive gap between your pre-workout meal and your post-workout meal due to like a longer training session.
Yeah, like over 5 hours.
Yeah, so a muscle protein synthesis spike in between those meals, if it's literally longer than like 4 hours, say, or like 5 hours.
I'd say 5, yeah.
Yeah, then yeah, I guess so. That would be beneficial. But in terms of like whether they'd be beneficial in a diet or a surplus, like there's no real difference there. Like they're not going to be more beneficial in a deficit.
Yeah, if your meal timing's good and you're having like a pre-workout meal an hour before your session and a post-workout meal within an hour of your session, they shouldn't really worry about them at all.
No, they're quite expensive as well. Yeah. So if you don't need them, I'd probably recommend not even bothering.
Yeah, I don't have them anymore.
Yeah.
When my sessions were like really long in the off season,
yeah,
because I was fat as fuck,
yeah,
and needed time to recover. Yeah. Then I had an EAA because there was such a big gap,
and also because your volume was higher.
Yeah, but now that my sessions are a lot shorter, now that I'm fitter and my volume's lower, I don't need an EAA because it's like 4 hours between my pre and post, so it would basically be me wasting money.
Sure, yeah. I suppose the taste's quite nice, like in your intro.
Yeah. You're like one of the only clients I recommend it to.
Really?
It's literally just you,
because my sessions are so long.
Yeah, but for anyone else, it doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, I mean the taste aspect is literally so minute. You could literally put cordial in your maltodextrin or cyclodextrin, and it'd be absolutely fine.
Yeah. So live on the podcast, this is from Nayan as well. Send for the hottest chick in your gym. Battery ran out again, but Nayan was trying to get me in trouble with that question. Yeah, you do. You have Joe Rogan's physique. It is too much growth. But yeah, I'm not going to send for the hottest girl in my gym because...
Already tried? Sorry. No, I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. I'm literally sorry.
What Lawrence is referring to is me having a diet break, having a haircut, feeling myself, and then messaging a girl. And it didn't work.
No, you just didn't pursue it.
Yeah, true. Once I'm out of my diet, I'm gonna get a girlfriend.
Nice, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a girlfriend.
Oh, then we can go on double dates.
Yeah, you'll be on prep for like 6 months. Inquiries in the DMs. I'll give a bit of a warning though. My face doesn't look like this. Like
it's a scam.
This is a scam. I'm taking all my Tinder pictures when my face is shredded. Yeah. And then I'm literally just gonna get fat.
Yeah. And they're gonna be like, I thought you got abs.
Yeah,
I thought you could be in, and you're just gonna be sitting there at 200 pounds peak off season, like scranning your fucking bagels.
If you don't like me at my worst, you're not having me at my best.
Yeah.
But inquiries
my best
are
in
open.
like 3 years.
Yeah. I'm not going to be lean again for like 3 years. So. Or maybe 2025 when I'm doing my pre-prep diet.
Yeah.
Till then.
Sure.
Not going to be good looking 2024. That's for sure. As it should be.
Yeah.
When you haven't got much muscle, push up.
That's the way to go.
Push up.
Yeah. Even if you have got a lot of muscle.
Yeah.
Push up.
Go to where you're performing at your best.
Indeed.
Ben Clark Fitness asks. Ben Clark is also one of my previous clients who's signing up again this month.
Nice.
But this guy isn't Ben Clark. That's my client.
This is another Ben Clark.
I follow 3 Ben Clarks.
Damn.
Popular name.
A lot of Ben Clarks.
Ben Clark Fitness says, who's the biggest shagger?
Out of us two?
Well, right now, It's not looking good, Brad, for me.
Yeah, but I've got a girlfriend. Like, that's not fair. Should we just... I don't know. What do we base this off?
Well...
Body count?
I've not had sex in 6 months. No, not 6 months. 4 months.
I had... sex.
You had brutal, disgusting sex last night.
No, I didn't. I went to bed. I'm getting very uncomfortable with this situation. I don't regard myself as a shagger.
No, neither of us are shaggers.
I'm wifed.
But I'm blaming it on prep.
Yeah, I'm on prep as well. Yeah. So yeah.
I wouldn't want to be a shagger anyway. I wouldn't.
Really?
I could be if I wanted to.
Bold statements.
Mate, I had a bit of a hoe phase.
Yeah, true.
And then I was like, nah, I'm committed to bodybuilding. Literally, the last time I had sex was the day before prep. And I've not had sex since.
Oh, God.
Just a complete coincidence.
Are you...
I haven't tried to even speak to anyone.
Like, are you going for the testosterone... what's it called? When, like, fighters don't, like, have sex or not?
Oh, like...
Testosterone, like, not suppression, like... retention.
Semen retention.
Yeah, semen retention. You going for that one?
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Yeah. So you haven't had a wank in ages then?
No, I haven't.
Cool. Good job, mate. For the past 4 months?
Yeah.
You're a legend, man.
Cheers, man.
Is that why you got so much muscle? What?
Stop.
What?
Stop. I can't believe I'm giving this kind of information on the podcast.
I know.
I really hope my family are turned off by this point.
It's raucous.
My family are watching. I've never had sex. I've literally never had sex. You?
No, mate, not at all.
Nah, we ain't doing that shit.
No.
We ain't doing that shit.
No. I'm a devout Christian.
But the answer's Lawrence. I'd say Lawrence.
Yeah, but I've only... It's just because I've slept with more people. That's literally it.
Yeah.
That's the metric for being a shagger.
Bro's had like 10 girlfriends.
Mate, stop. Literally, stop. Seriously, I have not had 10 girlfriends.
Close.
Maybe. Argon has asked, if you have an adaptive metabolism, should you still make big changes to calories in a fat loss phase? Whether you have an adaptive metabolism or not, it's completely dependent on your current rate of loss. So, for example, me and Ryan knew that going into this prep, like, I have a relatively, like, non-adaptive metabolism on the way down in diet, so I can like, generally, I can diet on high food, or I can diet for a long time on a certain calorie number and still continue to lose weight. However, the whether you make a food drop or not shouldn't be in regards to your assumptions about your metabolism, because realistically you don't know for sure. I mean, obviously you've got like past data to go off, but you should base calorie drops based on rate of loss.
Definitely.
And if you're not losing weight,
and your rate of loss will be affected by how adaptive your metabolism is.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just make changes depending on the rate of loss.
Yeah, of course.
Potentially you can be more patient with someone who doesn't have a very adaptive metabolism, but I wouldn't overthink it too much.
Yeah, no, it should predominantly be based on the current rate of loss.
Yeah.
Why would you place a leg extension before a squat pattern? Just to challenge the short first. So, one of the reasons...
I want to answer a question.
Okay, sorry, mate, go on. Go on. I feel like you'd answer this better than me anyway, so... Yeah.
Who asked it?
Argon.
Oh, Argon...
Argon's asked me loads of questions, mate.
Oh, we're not answering all of them. Should we save some? I need to eat, man. I'm starving.
Yeah, that's fine, mate. Yeah.
So, the reason why you do a leg extension before a squat, if we're looking at it from completely a bodybuilding perspective, is because a squat pattern or a leg press, any compound leg movement is going to be harder in the length and range. A leg extension is going to be harder in the short and range. As you fatigue throughout a session, your ability to get a muscle fully short decreases, and therefore doing the leg extension first makes sense, just to make sure that you're taking the muscle to its full contractile. taking it to failure through its full contractile range on both those movements. So
absolutely, I think a few other reasons why you might potentially want to do it is it reduces like a bit of load exposure on your squat pattern.
Yeah.
It will probably make you connect a bit better with that squat pattern.
Warm up the knee joint.
Warm up the knee joint as well, yeah. So like the reason that you place a lateral at the start of the session isn't necessarily because of the resistance profile. It's more just because of the fact that it really warms up your shoulder joint. It gets you ready to press. So it could be used as like a pre-exhaustive, not even a pre-exhaustive, but like a pre-squat primer, yeah, or like a prehab even, like.
Yeah, you've also got to remember that a leg extension is the only leg movement where you're actually going to get your quad fully short.
Yeah.
Like your rec fem doesn't get short in a squat pattern. Your rec fem only your rec fem only gets fully short if you're in hip flexion and knee extension. So yeah, that's the reason why you have a leg extension before a squat pattern. But the back is going to be out of charge.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening to the Limitless Physiques podcast. Like on YouTube, we've got an Instagram page, so follow that and like all the reels that we post. Give us a 5-star on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next week. What was that little